Yes.
All right, thank you. So let's continue with the average function. Like I was explaining earlier, the average function is used to calculate the function of a set of numbers. That's what it's used for. And it's very simple. You write your function, of course, starting with the equal sign, and then you pick your average. Remember to open it with the tab key. You click and drag. Close the function, hit the enter key, it gives you the answer. All right, Mr. Bina, I've granted you access to record. Now you can equally go this way, equal average function. You click and drag, close the function, hit the enter key, and then you can autofill. Now, the beauty of this autofill is when you have a large data set, all right? As opposed to getting the answer to each of the rows, you can just get answer to row 1 and then you autofill. And of course, use your time for something more important. All right, so that's the average function. I believe it's clear. Let's look at the quotient function. Of course, quotient is division. Quotient is division. For division, you can also do the manual method, which is, like I said earlier, your formula. Now let's divide 8 by 2, okay? Let's do it manually first. You say your equal sign, you pick 8, which happens to be in cell D138. Now, for a division, does anybody have a question? Am I too
Not
fast?
yet.
Okay. All right. So your division symbol is, or division sign rather, shares the same location with your question mark. That's the sign we call slash. Okay. So let's put the slash, and then you pick your 2, which happens to be in cell F138. Then hit the equal sign or the equal key rather, it gives you the answer, which is 4. Okay. So let's see the function side of it. Equal sign, quotient. You pick it with your tab key. You now pick. The array will tell you what the arguments are. That's numerator. Of course, you put your comma symbol and then you pick the denominator. Once you close your function and hit the enter key, it gives you the same answer. All right. Moving on. Moving on, let's look at the mean function. The mean function is used to identify the smallest number in a set of numbers. Okay, so let's see how it goes. Equal sign, you write your mean, you open it with your tab key, and you click and drag. Close the function, hit the enter key, and then you can autofill. Okay? All right, people of God, let us do a little classwork. If we understand the mean function, the max function is the opposite of the mean function. Please, I want all of us to do the max function, get the answer to the first row, and then autofill. I'll want to see your screen. I'll randomly pick the screens I would like to see. Let's take 2 minutes to do this. When you're done, please type done in the chat box. Then I will check your screen. I want to be sure we all are following. 2 minutes, please. Your time starts now. Thank you. Wallet.
What do you need it to do?
The gift amount to buy the noodles.
You?
This one to buy the noodles. Go, 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 go. Hello, guys. Are we done?
Yes.
How come I didn't see any chat saying done? Is there only one person that is done? Please, if you're done, okay. Mr. Obina is done. Mr. Obina, I will stop my share. Please kindly share your screen. Let's see. Thank you. Some person just quietly sneaked into class and they didn't even say anything. You know that I came back to check now. I would even know that some of us later joined. Madam Neka, good to have you around. You're welcome. Miss Mary, I can see you. Good to have you around. Already, okay. Mr. Odwina, this is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. All right, well done. Mr. Odwina, you can stop your share. Miss Mary,
Sure.
let's see your screen. Miss Odwina, well done. Mary, can we see your
Thank you.
screen? You're welcome.
Okay, I'll do that now.
Thank you. Mrs. Neka, you're the next person that I'd love to see the screen. I want to be certain we all are together and then that we are getting it right.
Oh my God, they take share.
Okay, there's this button. There's this button here at the, oh, okay, I think you're there
Can
already.
you see my screen?
Yes, I've seen it. This is nice. This is correct. Correct. Well done, well done. You can unshare now. Madam Neka, let's see your screen, please. Thank you.
Rather they take on share.
It's from the same place. Just click it and then it will tell you to unshare.
Click what?
The same share place. The same share.
Okay.
Yeah, just click
Okay.
it and it tells you to unshare.
Oh, why is it not? Oh,
It's not letting you to unshare.
yeah.
The up that you will see on share. Stop sharing. Just look at that red button there. Click on stop sharing.
Have you found it?
Eh, I've not found it yet though.
Hmm. It's at the top. It's not, sorry, it's not the button, it's at the top, at the top.
Okay, stop share.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Just tap on it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Madam Neka, is she in class? Or did she just log on and went to do other things? Okay, Miss Ifani, can we see your screen briefly? Thank you. Okay. Oh, good. Okay, well done, guys. Well done. I know you guys will all get it. I wanted to just be sure that we all are in class. That's why I did this brief check now. And I'm glad to note that you all are in class, except for Madam Oneka. When she's ready, she will see share her screen when she's ready. Okay, so let's quickly continue. Let's go to the next function, which is the integer function. And of course, we said that the integer function allows you to pick to convert the number to its nearest whole number. That's what it's used for. Okay, and we said that integer is, you just write int. You don't need to write it in full. Once you write int, you can pick it with your tab key, pick the number, and then close. You have your integer already, and you can autofill if you so desire. Okay. All right, moving on with speed. Let's look at the next function, which is, I think that is it. Okay, that's the last function we are meant to look at. Okay, so that's it for the basic function. Let's quickly move to the next thing, which is the basic date functions. The basic date functions. These ones are equally very easy. Okay, so the today function, you can use two methods to write the today. The first one is using the keyboard shortcut, which is your control and then colon. That will write your date for you, okay? And of course, it is the date that is in your system, okay? The next one is to write the function, which is your today function. You put a equal sign and write today. Opening with the tab key, you close it and hit the enter key. For those of us that were in class the first day, who can remind me the difference between the two? Someone has disappeared. Who is that person?
The today functions allows the date to change as even if you close your Excel, the next day it takes up the current date.
Okay. That's very correct. Using your today function makes the dates dynamic. It makes it dynamic. All right. However, the today function, let's see something here. Let's write it here. Let's also see another side of. Now, the first one was written manually. Now, if you autofill using the first one, it will give you a chronological dating. All right. Today is 10th. So it will give you tomorrow, next tomorrow, and then as the case may be. So if you want to design a calendar, you use the non-dynamic date, which is the manual one. But then let's autofill using the today formula. It doesn't do that. So this is also another difference you should note about the two of them, okay? I believe this is clear. Now, for our time function, you use your Control-Shift:. It gives you the time. That's very easy, very, very easy. Then for the now function, which speaks both the time and the date, you have to write it. Now, you open it, close it back, and of course, you press your enter key. I think this is very, very clear. This is pretty clear. Let's look at the next thing we are meant to do, which is your calculating network days between two dates. So we stated in our class that if you want to find out, probably as a project manager or something, you're trying to know the date, the exact date of finishing a particular, or the number of days it will take you to do a particular contract. All right, you have the start date and the end date, but you want to find out how many days it will take you to do this. Reason being that you want to know if working alone would be enough to do that, or if you need a helping hand or helping hands, as the case may be. Okay, so let's see project A. So if you start project A today and your delivery date is 31st December 2025, to calculate the number of days it will take you, you simply use your days function. Please, let's be careful. We have day, we have days also. So it is days, not day, okay? When you write a function, when you open it, it tells you the syntax, which is end date, comma, and then your start date. Once you close it and hit the enter key, it tells you that you have 112 days to work on this project to get it finished. This is clear. All right. Now, remember, your days function includes your weekend days. So to take care of the weekend days, you now use your network days function. Network days function. Now let's see how that goes. your equal sign, network days, you pick it with your tab key. Please let us be careful with the syntax. This time around, it's asking us to pick the start date first. All right, so let's pick your start date, your comma, and then your end date. And of course, you close it and hit the enter key. It tells you 81 days for your project A. On the other hand, your network days international allows you to pick your preferred weekend days. All right, as opposed to your network days, which chooses your regular Saturday and Sunday as your weekend days. Now, let's see how this works. Equal sign, network days, international, that's the second one. So you pick it with your tab key and you supply your argument. Argument 1 is your start day, which is this. You put your comma. Argument 2 is your weekend, your end date. You put your comma and then pick your desired weekend structure. Remember, in some countries, I've not been there, but I was told that there are some countries where the weekend days are not the regular Saturday and Sunday as we have in Nigeria. So if you live in such a country, you pick the weekend days that suits or that works in that country. So let's assume it is Sunday only. So let's pick that and then close our function. Of course, hit the enter key and the answer is there for us. I want to believe this is also very clear. If it is clear, let us continue. If it's not clear, please ask your question and seek your clarification. I believe it's clear though. Now the next
go
one
ahead.
is, thank you, sir. The next one is calculating end date using your work days. Now, this one is a bit tricky in the sense that you have your start date and you have the number of days you are going to work on this project. Now, you want to find out the exact day you are meant to deliver. Let's assume Don Jazzy walks up to you and tells you, my birthday is in 60 days. I want you to make me a nice cake and you have to start today. Now, the question ask yourself is, from today to 60 days, which day is it going to be? Is it going to be on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever? You have to pick the exact date it's going to be, okay? Now, let's see how to get this. For this, it's not a function, it's just a formula, all right? So you write your equal sign, you pick the start date, and then you add it to the number of days you expected to work. When you click on enter, it gives you the date. So that day will be on the 11th day of, no, that's on the 9th. Okay, let me convert it to a long date so that I'll see clearly. Okay. Okay, that's on the 9th day of November and it's a Sunday. I believe you all know what I did here. This is very clear. I wouldn't want to explain it again. I think we've seen this guy a couple of times. And then you can autofill, okay? All right, now the workday segment of it will allow you to remove the weekend days, while the Workday International allows you to choose your desired weekend days. I think this is clear, so I wouldn't want us to go into that just to save time. Or should I do it for us to see? Or we should continue?
You can continue.
Thank you very much. Now let's look at our probation end date. I really like this speed. We are working fast. That means we'll be able to achieve a lot before we call it a day. Now, the probation end date simply allows you to calculate the end of a probation period. Most times when you recruit a new staff member, you put him or her on probation for some months. Now, this e-date function allows you to find out the date this probation is meant to end. And it's very easy. So you say your equal sign, you write your e-date function. It's called e-date. Once you open it, it gives you your argument, which is your start date. Of course, the start date is your hire date. Then you separate it with your comma and then pick the probation period, which is like 3 months in this case. Close the function, hit your enter key, and then you are given the answer. I'm sure you'll be shocked. Why are we seeing numbers? I think I've mentioned it before. I'm not sure, but let me just say it. In Excel, at the back end, when you write date, at the back end, what Excel is seeing is numbers. That's why you're seeing these numbers. But then we can, of course, handle this by going to your format cell dialog box and then picking dates in category. Once you say okay, it turns it into a date, and of course you can autofill as the case may be. All right, people of God, let's continue with speed. Let's look at our age calculator. Of course, it is used to calculate the age of your staff members or your students or whatever it is you have. And it's a bit tricky. You need to watch the function properly. You may have to cram if you want to, but like I always will say, it's easy. So let's see how it goes. The function is called the dated if function. And like I said, it's a new function. So when you write it, it doesn't pop up. All right, you need to, hold on. Let's write it again. Dated if. You need to put the bracket yourself for it to more like to pop up, okay? When you're done writing the function, you pick the date of birth first. You put your comma. Well, don't put your comma. What next do you do? Some of us saw us writing this function last time. So what next do you do? Let me see if you remember. You guys are not talking. Should I use it as a classwork?
I guess you
What
should
will
close the
happen?
the bracket.
No, you have to put it today's date.
Okay. You have to
I guess you
write
should
your,
close the bracket.
no, not yet. You have to write your today function. You open it and then you close it. So Mary, that's the one you open and close, not the, if you close the function, you've not done anything, okay? So you
Okay.
write your data
Okay.
function, pick the date of birth, write your today function, close it. What next? Let's see who remembers the next step. You have forgotten. Okay, you put your comma sign and then introduce your year in inverted commas. Close your function, hit the enter key, and then you have it written. Okay. All right, thank you, Miss Ifeanyi. I think that was your voice that reminded us that we should write the today function. So please, if you look at it, it's actually a bit tricky, but then it's easy. Just try and study it. Pick your date of birth, write your today function, and then put year in inverted commas, separating all the 3 factors, and then you're good to go. Okay? All right, let's continue with speed. Adding data using form method. This is pretty easy. You highlight the entire table and you press your Alt-D-O and you say enter. You fill in serial number, let's say 1. You use the tab key to move to the next space, okay? Date of joining, let's say 2021, January 1. Tab key again, staff ID 405. First name, Okairo, Department, Finance. Now, when you're done, you click on New and then fill up for row 2. Serial number, let's say 2, tab, date of joining 2023, February 1st. staff ID 60. Okay, first name Franklin, department account. Now you click new again, and then when you don't fill it up, you now click on close. You see it has filled up the form for us. Like I said earlier, this is pretty easy, but you need to be careful when you're selecting. Select the entire table, starting from the column names, please. It's part of the table, okay? This is very clear, I believe.
Please,
All right.
go through it again, please.
Okay, I sure will. I sure will. I sure will. All right, let's do this again. You highlight from the column names and highlight all the way down. Okay? Then you press Alt-D-O. When you do that, it gives you this dialog box. You say enter, you click on OK. You start to fill up. Serial number 1, you use your tab key to move to the next place to fill. That's date of joining. Let's say 2003 / 0101. Tab key again, staff ID 101. Name, let's say Franklin, department, finance. You click on new to go to the next one. Let's fill up serial number 2 or line 2. Of course, serial number will be 2. Date of joining, let's say 2000 / 0808. Staff ID 102. Name, Mary, department, HR. Now when you click on new, you have to supply the third one. But since you want to do only 2, you now click on close. And then you can see your table is filled for you. I believe it's clear now.
Yes, very clear.
Thank you. Let's go to the next one, which is table conversion. All right, this is used to convert a table from horizontal to vertical and vice versa. So let's see how it goes. You highlight the entire table. You copy it. You click on where you want the new table to be, and you press Alt-HVT. Then the conversion is done. This is pretty clear too, right? Please, is this clear?
Yes,
Should I do it again?
it's clear.
Thank you very much. All right, let's look at the convert function. This is used to convert different things, different units of measurement, from meters to inches, from meters to whatever it is you want. You can convert kilometers to meters and a lot of other things. So let's see how this is done. You're not even excited. You know, let me come and learn this one function before going on. All right. So our second meeting ends in 10 minutes. We can still use that first link one more time before we start using the second link. All right, so let's see how this goes. So let's write our convert function. Convert, you open it with your tab key. You pick what you're converting. Once you put your comma, it gives you option to pick what you're converting from. So let's choose meters. Remember, once you get there, you select it with your tab key, okay? And then you press comma again. It asks you what you're converting to. So let's convert it to inches. Once you pick it with your tab key, you close the function and then you say enter. So 20,000 meters is equal to 784,401.6 inches. This is very clear. Now let's look at the next one. How to convert hours to minutes. And let's pick 60 hours. Of course, you put your comma and then you scroll down to look for hours. Okay, that's it there. You pick it up, put your comma sign, and then, okay, let's see convert it to second. Let's see how it's, what it gives us. So let's pick it with the tab key. Of course, you close it and then you say enter. So 60 seconds is 60 hours is equal to 216,000 seconds, as you can see. All right. Is this clear, please? I think it's clear. So let's continue. The next one is how to star your table. Remember, we talked about it the other time. We said you could have a table where you need to star the scores of some students or something of that nature. And it's pretty easy. All you need to do is to write the function. The function is not called star. The function is called REPT. REPT function, okay? So once you open it, now you need to insert your dialog box where you can pick your emojis from, but it has to be in an inverted comma. So you open your inverted comma, and then to open that dialog box that has that emojis, you press your Windows key and full stop together. And then you can look for the emoji you want to pick. This is the star, it's here already. Click on it, and then you close your inverted commas. This is clear. You put your comma, and then you select the scores. Once you do that, close the function and then press enter. It will give you the stars. You can click on it and change the color. Let's use yellow. Oh no, yellow didn't come out well. Let's use blue. I'm not just a fan though. Then you can autofill. I want to believe this is very, very clear. All right, let's continue. This is your percentage calculation used to compare the total score with the max score. All right, what we're trying to do is to check what percentage of this score is to 500, okay? And the formula is easy, like I always say, it's very easy. You put your equal sign, you pick the total score times 100 multiplied by the max score, and then enter. Please, I am trying to be fast intentionally so that we can cover a lot of ground, so that by Sunday, we'll be able to finish what we did in the second class. That's the essence. All right? So that's why I'm trying to be in a hurry. You can always autofill this. Now, the second side of it is comparing the amount this young man spent on each item in a month from his total salary. Okay? All right, to be sure we all are together, little classwork. Please, someone should get me the total salary. That's 1. 2, get me the average salary. 3, get me the maximum item he spent money on. When you're done, put your answer in the chat box. Let's do this in 5 minutes. Please, everybody. I wouldn't want to see your screen, but I just want you to do it and then send me the answer on the chat box. Like I said, get the total of his expenses. That's 1. You get the average, and then get the max. All right. All answer in the chat box. Okay. Let's do this in 5 minutes. Thank you.